Good morning, guys. A great morning to all who tuned into the realest thing coming out of Guyana. This morning, I'm gonna take a more serious note with some things. I am pleased to announce this morning the launch of Guyanese Critic first office on the East Coast next month. We'll have our first office. I ain't got the date, but we can do in a public launch. And you know, I've been working on it. It's a done deal. And I just look at it and I say, here, let's call this thing out, and you got to deliver to these people. This morning, somebody come and came to give a complaint. We believe the complaint is a woman left a man. The man go hide in a bush. She left here, as a matter of fact. When she going home, the man go hide in a bush and come out and assault this woman, and what he did to her adds up to rape. Beat she, if you see she face. You understand? And I continue to wonder what is being done about this and how it's going to be addressed. So right away I sit down and I say, here, you're procrastinating, you're taking too long with this. You're taking too long with this office thing. Open up the place. Whether they go wake me up morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, wherever people who come from Borbees, Buxton, the back, all over. What problem you got, come, we can see how best we could hear your problem and get it addressed. Right? There's one thing. I'm looking at something that is happening continually. And I'm asking myself, the people mostly associated with the opposition who claim to be disenfranchised, dissatisfied, and everything else, is it as a result of their environment and what people cause upon them, or what they cause upon themselves? I came across a post by Rickford, pencil pushing pans, and Nadesh, happy birthday to you, coming from your mom and your dad, and best wishes to you, son. It's Nadesh's birthday today, one of my followers and supporters. Now, let me read this thing for you. And it continued to worry me. This administration have continually been accused of victimizing, attacking blacks and so on, right? And it seems that, you know, there at a time when Jack Dio says something at Babu Jan, and they says, Granger says something, and you see there's a pull and tug with race. This administration is on the ground, in Linden, all over the place now, trying to change. They look at things, because bear in mind, they hand up on the button, they hand up on the goal. So they got all reason for try for work. And then you got an opposition and its affiliates that is not only creating racial strife, but is pulling down the black man who already genuinely been struggling to get up. They sign it. This body no give this body take the. They say it. One time Black Lives Matter, Black Lives ain't matter no more. Since black people working with the PVP, they got black ministers and stuff. You got black prime minister. Black lives don't matter no more. Black people are there attacking. Now the worry is, the real worry is, how do you expect to develop as a nation? How are we to develop as a country? Let me get a thing for you and read it. This is ridiculous. Now, they had the Minister of Business and Commerce, the black girl, I don't know what her name. She came back. She's a technocrat minister. Came back. Black woman went, sought after education, has worked, developed herself. I don't know her personally, never met her. But black woman who obviously has worked her way up the food chain nonetheless. They start attack when she. No, there was a genuine concern. She was sworn in under certain circumstances which should not have been. It went back the right way. But when you see you black brother or sister stumbling, you don't take your foot and kick them and stand up on the back. You just stretch out a lending hand. That is what you do. That is how we're going to develop ourselves. Because if you look at it, if this thing is about sides, every time you have a black person in the PPP administration, you have representation for black people. It is simple as that. And I am worried. Let me read. This is sickening. This is sickening. This is Rick Ford, pencil pushing pants and boat front shoes like he be skiing all the time. There's a banner was molding up to politicians who have never really achieved nothing personally in life. You understand? The height the heating is a Range Rover, a old model Range Rover, and some place in New York we live in. Right? Now, since you have this, when you know these banners is oppressors, and here they ain't oppressors to nobody but themselves. When you know these banners is oppressors to themselves, is when you realize wrong them, they have not learned anything or teach black people anything that caused them to develop themselves. Ask Rickford Burke who he helped develop. Helping a business plan. He's not a successful businessman. He's not a successful nothing. Now here we talking about the Foreign Affairs Minister. Good morning all. This clown, Hugh Todd. Now Hugh Todd, I spoke about this before. And Hugh Todd I met a few years ago. Or maybe just a year before the election. And I can tell you a story about Hugh Todd. When I see Hugh Todd for the first time, I said, what's really wrong with these black people? The man smoking a cigar and cutting a thing and wearing short pants and them what's it called it? Not Converse. Converse is a jokey thing. Them nice leather flats and so on. So I watching the banner, I says, what kind of game this banner playing? Yeah, I said like this banner playing highty-tighty. Me being rough and rugged, watching and for the first time really encountering personally a refined black man. Hugh Todd was a lecturer at the University of Guyana, former army man. Yes, this is a man who go through the ranks. And when you watch a brother walk his way up, the only thing you should have in your heart for that brother is love. Now, as saying with politicians, you ain't turning over for them. But from face value, when you watch a man and you calculate, Bano, first thing I'll be holding is, who's thief or who's rob and thief man up in the road and bandit man and great man. Well, we got one device, a black brother who developed himself and making Guyana proud. Because you imagine the foreigners hearing about Guyana and this country with all this oil wealth and all the big fancy white people when they come, who they're meeting one we black brothers representing Guyana. Whether Biden like black people or not, or Kamala is Indian or mixed up in war, they gotta meet a black man when they come to Guyana. There is the man representing Guyana to the world. You understand? A refined black man, not a hustler and a struggler. When you see this, when you see a brother doing well, all you should want for him is the best. Now this one, Rickford, pencil pushing pants. Here we say about Utah. A man I know personally and considered to be a well-refined black man. I tell you, straight off the bat, me they in them by category. You understand? Well-read, maintains a proper composure. You understand? Discipline and everything. A lot of things, a lot of traits that I don't have. We all got we ways. I successful a thing and I rough around the edges. You understand? But this is a man I hold great respect for up to today because I still watching at his performance. And moreover, him being a black brother, I'm glad. You understand? I'm glad Usain Bolt is a Jamaican. Because if Usain Bolt was a Guyanese, he would have never make it. People like Rickford Burke and the PNC would have hold him back. They want to see nobody get up. Now here with this man again, at this critical time, good morning all. This clown Utah is Guyana's Minister of Foreign Affairs. At this critical time, the PPP has house slave with no foreign policy experience, masqueraded as foreign minister. Bear in mind, the man who's supporting Utah as it relates to Venezuela's operations and so is Greenwich, a man who was a foreign affairs minister, career politician, a gentleman, a next black man. Utah got all the resources, the best resources that he could to his access. And this is where you get. A house slave with no foreign policy experience masquerading as a foreign affairs. No wonder the Venezuelans are making a mess of him and Barrett Jagdew. Another clown in acting like a mafia point man on foreign policy. It's embarrassing to be Guyanese and have these jokers representing us. Well, it is embarrassing to know that he is Guyanese and reading this kind of bullshit. You understand? My brother, I can tell you, Rickford pencil pushing pants and both front shoes. You ain't make it. You ain't make it for represent Guyanese. You ain't make it for represent black people. The people that move follow you, all of them is a struggle. The rest of people, what they're wrong, just there because in the fight up and showing that they're doing this, you got something to forget. Why do you people continue to pull down your black brothers and sisters? That's all I want to know. Honestly, you could say anything about it. You could say thief, you get bangle, they got anything you could say about it. All right, when the time comes and they flap up, put the lash on them. But now, we're all supposed to be holding one head. Now, when it's not Indian thing, it's how slave thing for them. They got problem with slavery. What slavery has done to them, but they're still using though, yeah. They still got house slaves left. Come on. We better than this. We better than this. And me worry is these people who continue to act like they should save somebody or help somebody. And it is not so. We need to be real. You understand? We need to be real. Thank God Usain Bolt is not Guyanese. He wouldn't have win. I telling you, the man would have run it and people would have hold in the back. Guyanese isn't easy. They would have literally tried to hold him back while he tries to run. Yeah, send me a message on 622-7740 on WhatsApp and let's start. Give me your opinion on these things. This is a people listen to these banners every day, buddy. People listen to these degenerates. And banning do nothing personal for themselves, you know. Like WhatsApp down, me and no WhatsApp messages. Like WhatsApp down, the internet seems to be down. Internet like it got a problem. No WhatsApp messages. This morning, a banner come there, and again, I tell you, we can be opening the office, right? My take the time out to listen to you. Well said. So what's the difference? Some blacks claim they have ownership in Guyana. Indians do not have much on Facebook. What do they got in their information from? That totally irrelevant to what is going on in this country and how we're being affected. Who got and who said they got and so. We gotta work together. And I am tired. I see how they attack the black girl. I am tired of seeing these people attacking one another. That man is a house slave. Critic, you know the... Hello, good morning.
Critic, good morning. I want to make a comment on Rick. Sorry, brother Critic.
No problem. Talk to me.
But Rick Cooper, the gentleman is a known thief in going to go when he was overseas at the NDC. Right? So when he's talking about criticizing people, you got to look at himself, because go and find out what he did with the black people who were living in Geo at the least how many donkey years that he took their money and didn't give them anything. In fact, 25,000 left and he go to New York. So when he's talking about people, you got to look at himself. I know him personally.
You're going to lie. I thought the man is an American Guyanese. I thought he grew up outside there.
That's this man come from Golden Grove. Go to
Wait.
Golden Grove, find out he have a
Wait. Is a Guyanese got a rat that wash off and they in America trolling around?
Yes. Go to Golden Grove, find out, but he robbed your own set of people in Golden Grove. He tell you, I was one young person with David Chung and Mr. Brooms that died, the former land judge. He tell you that get transport for the people who live in Golden Grove. I used to live in Golden Grove. I know this gentleman. He's a known thief.
All right, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Well, no people talking. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, ma'am. This is who number? This is the number for Mr. Walla Walla Bing Bang. Who are you trying to get on to? You see the number, say critics call the number?
Yeah.
So who you think you're gonna call if it's there from critic page? Who you think you'll get onto?
I don't know.
See that? Save your credit. No problem. No problem. It's okay. Save your credit. It's Mr. Walla Walla Bing Bang you get onto. Who is this? Mr. Walla Walla Bing Bang. Who they? Hello? Hello? If you never use your phone as a girl. Critic, hello from London. I have been listening to you for more than a year. You're outspoken and fair in your discourse. I would really like to hear you interview live the AFC guy Duncan and ask, amongst other things, you're joking. You're joking. Me and Duncan? Jesus Christ. Let me show you. When the name come up, let me show you. Right away. Yes, Mr. Duncan, come in. Me and Mr. Duncan, Mr. Cap a mask in front of everybody else. That by more wasn't coronavirus. Burke calling the man a house slave and he living in master's own country. Wonder what he is. Slave in Guyana was abolished back in 1834-38. Mr. Michael is Rickford Burke on the list to be sanctioned pencil pusher. I think no, he can't eat America. Don't laugh. No man. The person said don't laugh. But here, man, listen to me. Interviewing people like them, people you could get stupidity. You ever hear the song, me stupidity, me pagale. Every time he see me, he telling me he love. When you see them interview with who, what you gonna get out of them? Burke has no accomplishments, anything in the US, but continue to beat up on the PVP. Let me tell him if he beating up on the PVP. Right now, me issue is his attacks on blacks. Like he is something. A man just call us a thief, the people them thing out at Golden Grove. I know where he thief. He cannot go back to Guyana. He will jail because of what he did in Guyana. I don't think he got thing like that. Good morning, sir. Everything blessed. Can't complain. Taking a sneak peek of your program, going really good so far. Test. Somebody want to test something? What test you testing? Yeah, the banners are pants and the shoes. What is banner? The man always look like he going to a funeral. This man always going to a funeral. Is the death of who? I kid you not. The man like he's a pallbearer. Watch. Always going to a funeral. This what's wrong with this man. The man's a pants and shoes. Imagine the man get the old man a Range Rover and the people tell the people he going and trading. People say, well, you can't bring back the thing here that pass the stage age for trading. Pass the age for trading. He going to trade in he Range Rover. The people say, no, we are not into antiques. Right? The man look like a pallbearer. It's pallbearer, it's called. You know, the people was dancing. All the guy gets the hat now. The people was dancing the calf up on the shoulder. Yeah. Every minute they try to pull down black people. Then the thing mix up. Always what Black Lives Matter. So what's this thing with pulling down black people? Pull along anybody else, man. Attack Jagdio, and no, we got no problem. We know y'all is racist. But your own black brother? No. Play stupid. It's never say y'all is devious and conniving and could watch people dry in the face and play stupid. You understand? Jagdio slap you up in Jagdio used to teach at Unity School. Like he used to go to Unity School. And Jagdio like he slap you up and thing when he was a little boy, he bully. You understand? And he got an issue all the time. Jagdio used to, you know, Jagdio was a teacher. Jagdio used to teach. So like me, you know, Jagdio slappy and thing. When he smile. And he got attack Jagdio, no problem though. But when you watch your own black brother and attacking and you want to pull them down, where you go? I tell y'all, thank God you say both you get thank God you're in a barn as a Guyanese, but people is glad to say, oh, I have Guyanese ancestry, but they know. When you meet people like Rick Fordberg, they pull you out to the air. Yes, and that's why the success of some is limited. You got one set of people in this country, I'll figure out who we're talking about. One set of people in this country, when you go and get something, they try to get something bigger than you want. And you got next set of people in this country, when you get something, they try to broke up with you. And the one know how to do. The one know how to do bad. Are always there bad. Kovanjan, Jagdio used to teach at Kovanjan school. Good morning, sir. Dr. Ali did not invite the opposition to the meeting yesterday with the small parties. When asked by Kian Jabur why this happened, he justified was that Mr. Granger did not attend the president meeting and also the AFC didn't recognize the government as legitimate. Still, was Dr. Ali right not to invite them? Tell me, you can preach unity and then leave out the majority opposition? Well, if you get an uncle, every time he comes is a big cuss and a fight, where does do? So it's a good question, it's a pertinent question. The Guyanese people have the opposition is not serving any proper purpose. You have to remember the opposition don't have the support of their own people. They had a number, 217,000 people. I think it's 217,000, I can't remember. But they had those supporters at the election. Now they don't have that much. The government is overreaching and going and deal with all their people. Well, as fairly, the government has to deal with every Guyanese. But the opposition, you check in the opposition is denying the numbers of the election. The opposition is denying and failing to recognize the government. But they don't have that clout that they had. You will see Harmon go for see a criminal at the court and make about 10 people out there protesting. Keep your uncle out of the party. Who uncle? Oh, Jesus Christ. You know them about something. Let's just come up with something. His house is in foreclosure in the US and it was circulating a few weeks ago. This is Rick Fordberg the time, but he claimed that he is for the people he playing identity politics, and he claimed he is not concerned about what happened before 1992. Rickford Burke fool people when he dress up nice. What qualification does he have? He got set of certificates, online certificates he get. He's a pallbearer, man. No matter where funeral, you gotta go and find out if they take that off of a dead body. You gotta find out if the man a suit, he take it off of a dead body. You understand? I was on a flight a few weeks ago and I met a guy from an agriculture company who is willing to invest in Guyana and continue to say if you are not in the politicians' pocket in Guyana, you cannot get. You know, I am falling apart here with laughter, but you need to put them on the spot. And if not, Duncan, have Ramjatan. Man, this person trying to involve me in all kind of thing. Makes sense. Thanks for the explanation. So with not be inviting them. When you got a drunken uncle just come piss up shit up, broke up the place, and I rest somebody, brother, they left this fee and this and that. What you do when you got a party and invite delegates? You know what is going to happen with him. The man invite Granger to the former president's club. He ain't go. These people don't want no peace. They want no unity. So here now, this one trying to involve me. Right? Let me read this thing for y'all now. Let me read it from my phone. Let's get problem for read this. Rickford funeral close. I'm falling about Ramjatan. Now here, you imagine I trying to interview Ramjatan. I said, man, look at me, look. Yeah, like, and he can't get it right. Where are the Russians? The Russians are there. Left or right? Over there? Where are the Russians? Huh? My brother Burke is an empty barrel. He show and speak to a crowd of one himself. He's a effing racist. He nothing in New York. Do not let Facebook fool you. Critic, all men are created equal. My African brothers need to look closely at the conditions of our fellow Negroes worldwide. This term we use, we don't, oh my mom is a black man using this, I got to read it. There's a black man using the term. So, at our fellow Negroes worldwide and see the conditions that they're living in. Smart Afro-Guyanese have no time with race. Check the opposition. Most of them are married to Asians. The opposition are also false prophets. When my Afro brothers wake up in Guyana, the opposition will be absentia for the rest of their lives, sent from my iPhone. Oh, this must be the message. But this is a black brother in the Middle East who speaks to me. If they do not recognize the government as legal, then the opposition is now legal also. Ask Basil Williams. Listen to me. Let me wrap it up, man. Let me call it a day. I tired. This one with the funeral close. Want to insult people and this pull down thing. So good news. The good news for today, and that you can feel positive about. The Guyanese Critic office at LUSIGNAN and the east coast of Demerara will be opened, launching next month. My first office. We have already earmarked a place in Skeldon for an office. We are looking for places in New Amsterdam, Anna Regina, Linden, Lethem. All these places will be opening offices where we will get to hear the issues of the people. If you're satisfied with what's going on with the government, yes, and because people have to get a voice. And unfortunately, you have a one side. The opposition really supposed to do that. But when you see their methods, they are not there to help the people. They are there trying to get into power to help themselves because they didn't do anything for the last 5 years. So the Guyanese Critic Foundation will be opening offices countrywide as it becomes, as we develop the capacity to do so. Right? The first office is going to be open at LUSIGNAN, where people can come in. We will have somebody here to meet you and hear what your issues are. And if possible, have your issues aired. Yes, and if we could get the government to help you and do something for you, we make some calls and do it right away. If them ain't listening, we skin it up and let the world hear and see. You understand? Very important. So, you know, man wake me up this morning, he come for complaint for a woman who's hiding on the East Bank. From a man she left that beat the living daylights out of she and raped she. You understand? Because the man come and tell me the man did certain things with his finger and all in there, and it adds up to rape. There's a man she did there with, he brutalized she, broke she hand, and she left now. She going home, the man jump out of a drain and beat the living daylights out of she. Now this is something this government has to look at seriously, and what we got to start breaking down is compare ministries. The Ministry of Social Protection has to take a proactive approach to this. It is getting out of hand. The brutalizing of women, we need to do educational programs, whatever we need to do. They're not doing enough. A lot of men don't even know. A lot of women do not know what abuse is. A lot of women are very abusive and they don't know they're being abusive. We have to look at all these things. Right? So let's work on that. You could look forward to Guyanese Critic first office at LUSIGNAN on the east coast of Demerara next month, the launching of that. We could do a little small thing, right? And get it out there. We got a place earmarked in Skeldon that I'm going to look at. I'm going to Essequibo next week. Essequibo, you're going to see me next week. The intention is to have offices across the country. People could come in and have their concerns here. Right? So I want to thank you once again for tuning in to the realest thing coming out of Guyana. I want to beg my black brothers to start seeing each other eye to eye and see how you can develop one another. A good model is a model where when you see a man got and your heart a bun, you try to get more than he. You don't try to destroy what he got, so both tie and that. You understand? Let's look at that model. And anybody could use it. This is not to one specific set of people alone, but when you look at Rickford Burke's attacks, Rickford Funeral Close Burke attacks, and your own black brother, you ask yourself, these banners can't be real. Black lives don't matter to them. Only their life matter. You understand? Let me use a different formula. You gotta elevate your brother. Not try to trample him. And that's what they did. You know, Rickford Burke, like this, Rickford Burke in the party, he was affiliated with the PNC. That's what they do. The PNC is honestly going to be the destruction of black women in this country. When you look at how they do things and how they set up themselves, because 8 years, 5 years you come, who made the most money, you think, in the last 5 years? How much contractors do you think came up and developed themselves in the last 5 years? Black contractors, as a matter of fact. Eh? Look, the one big black contractor they had for the PNC time, Robeson, Ben. The government sued, he bankrupt. Imagine he could not have delivered and he owned black government. He getting sued for St. Rose's School, can't deliver. The PNC would bankrupt anything. The PNC like rust. It destroys anything metal that comes into contact with water and oxygen. It's just destructive. Yeah, I gotta stop this thing. And within your own party, yeah, I gotta tell people, man, yo, calm down these attacks. We got constructive criticism. Deal with it straight on. You see a man teach something, this and that. Y'all attacking the black brother and while supporting a black thief man. Kali, do this, he do that, yo. You supporting a man who get charged for fraud. They're supporting him. And got a man attack. So when you watch it, everywhere black people just going down. Any formula coming out of how the PNC is operate, it is to take black people down. It's not to develop black people. You think it develops the black community when the opposition comes out and look at a man who just get charged with fraud and look away from the fraud, not saying that the PDP lie on him. They ain't going straight on and say, no, this is a makeup thing. They time about what he did. So what he did, he delivered. So he was delivered some rings and bed and bangle because he delivered. So he deserved bangle and ring and thing. That gotta be fucking joking. I gotta be joking. Guyana can't be a real place with a real opposition. Y'all mad. I'm telling you, y'all mad. Let me call it a day. Thank you for tuning in, and I will always keep it real with you. Let's do what we gotta do to make this country a better place. No matter who we are, where we're from, what is our political or religious affiliation. Let's do this. Build Guyana.